Hello, power couples. Back at it again. It's episode 5 of the Empire Behind Closed Doors podcast. It's your host, Chester. And we got Tracy right here.
Hello.
All
I
right.
like how we keep saying episode numbers as if we're going to continue to do that forever and ever. Let's see how long we last doing it.
Yeah, we'll see. I was just going with it. You started it.
Did I?
Yeah, you're like, episode, whatever.
Let's see how long we can stay consistent with that.
Speaking of consistent, that's pretty much what our topic is today.
Hey, how you like that?
Rolling right into it.
Waste no time. So today's topic of discussion. My gosh, why am I messing up right now? We're going to discuss the discipline behind closed doors.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, you came up with that?
No. You did.
All right.
All right, so we're talking about discipline, which is kind of ironic because this week was definitely not our strongest week in discipline. Kind of falling off track a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's okay. And this is why we're going to talk about it. We're going to get ourselves juiced up and back on track. But, I mean, Chester and I have had many conversations about this, but let's just share with our friends why consistency is more powerful than the hype.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
First of all, what is your definition of hype?
My definition of hype is like motivation. I guess another word for hype is motivation. You know, when you feel motivated, when you're excited about a new idea.
Yeah.
Like that'll drive you. That'll get you
For a little bit.
Yeah, that'll get you started making like the first couple of steps. More like it'll get you thinking more about it.
Yeah. It'll give you that little push.
Yeah. And
do
then,
things.
you know, give you that little jolt into the right direction. But there are going to be days when you ain't got it. You're not going to have that motivation.
Yeah.
You're not going to have that drive, that spark, that juice. And you're really going to have to rely on the habits you've built before that. The consistency you've had before that. So if you don't have that, it's very easy for people to just fall back.
Yeah. Fall on their face.
Yeah. And slither right back to their old ways.
Self. Yeah.
And letting that idea, that yeah, I don't even know what's another word. Just letting that idea just kind of fly off without them, you know?
Yeah.
And then years later, you see it actually like come to life from somebody else. You're like, I thought of it first.
You just got beat to it.
See, if you had just stayed consistent, kept at it, that could have been you, man.
I feel like being consistent, I don't know. Being consistent, I don't know. Do you think it's hard?
Yes,
Like-
absolutely.
Why do you think it's hard?
Well, I guess it comes down to your why.
Talk about this last time, right?
Yeah. It comes back to your purpose, your why. I mean, if it's strong enough, it's easier to stay consistent. But, you know, being consistent takes effort. It's not an easy thing to stay consistent.
Yeah.
You know, you have life happens. You know, things interrupt your rhythm. You get sick. Somebody in your household gets sick. You know, like, just hate to say it, but yeah, just shit happens.
To it.
Yeah.
What is one thing that could help you with consistency?
what is the I mean, I don't want to F motivation. I keep seeing these, and it's funny how we come up with these topics, and it's so timely because we keep seeing like all these influencers
It
talking
leads to
about
what we're talking about.
Yeah. So F motivation, F your tired body.
F your mood.
Yeah.
Just gotta put the work in.
What's that one guy you introduced me to? Lewis. Oh gosh.
Lewis Howes, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forgive me for failing to
Yeah.
remember his name. But yeah, F your tired body.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It's like it doesn't matter what you're going through in your life, your work, personal life. Like it doesn't matter. You just gotta keep pushing. You know, find your purpose, find your why, dig deep, and just keep going. Like no matter what happens, that's kind of where your habits or your routines. That's what brings you. You know, allows you to overcome whatever obstacles you're facing, pretty much. And you know that's pretty much consistency, like doing the same thing time and time again, regardless of what's going on in your life. And then you know, obviously the topic is discipline, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just having that mindset of just doing what you're doing.
Even though you don't see immediate results too, right? Like that can kill a person's motivation too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, even for myself, I'm like, if I don't see it, I'm the type of person that, you know, if I do something, I want results immediately. And, you know, it comes back to like being patient and knowing that, you know, a system works or, you know, things take time. Like that's what it is. It's like just having that discipline, that mindset that not everything is instant. And, you know, it might be for the long run, but eventually it will happen. It's just, you know, when it's time, it's time.
Yeah. So I guess my next question would be how would you build that muscle, that consistency? What's your idea of practicing consistency? How do you do it?
I mean, I think we talked about it several times, but it all comes down to like planning. You know, you talk about mind dumping. I think just being able to have that, I know you use the word structure, but just kind of planning everything out, you know, building, you know, whatever you're doing in terms of building a business or building anything in life, you know, even building habits or building routines, like you have to pretty much set the expectations, set the goals, and you know, in between that, you know, be able to know exactly what you're doing and how you're gonna do it. Yeah, it pretty much comes down to planning.
Yeah. Planning and building that structure. Yeah. That's exactly it. And the more structure you have, the less margin you have for doubt, hesitation. Once you have a rhythm,
Yeah.
like it's really hard to just skip a beat. And it comes down to your decision making skills.
Yeah.
Deciding like this is my identity now. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. And I'm going to commit to this is a good affirmation if you guys are doing affirmations, but I am committed to having this consistency so that I can keep moving forward, and I'm committed to staying consistent by getting up every morning at 3 a.m. no matter, you know, whether it's the weekday or the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, just having like that rhythm. So that you can think about and visualize like the night before. So that in the morning, it's almost like you're not even thinking about it. It's your body just going.
Yeah, going with the flow.
Yes. Yeah. Because the more you start thinking about it, the more you want to hesitate.
Yeah.
And the more you want to give reasons and give excuses, like, oh, I'm tired. It's like, no. Your body's already awake. Like, you just got to follow your muscle memory after that.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened this whole week.
Yeah, see, you know what? Okay, so...
Just based off experience.
Just based off experience. But what happened this week is, I don't know why, but we kept falling off track this week. And it was really weird.
Yeah.
And you know what sucks is that we were consistent this week about missing, like, our morning routine.
Yeah.
That it almost feels like a new habit, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens is we got to go back and rebuild that that muscle of getting back on our morning routine.
Yeah. Which isn't that difficult, though. I mean, falling back like a week, it's kind of like just going on vacation and then, just going back to work. But it is having to build that routine back at it again and just getting just getting back into that flow. But I mean, for us, it's like, I feel like, that's what we've been doing for a long time. And I don't think, people have their bad days, people have their off days, and it sucked that we had a whole week. I mean, it was like a few days here and there. Like,
nah, bro, be honest, it was a whole week. We fell off hard.
Maybe like 3 days max. Like,
nah, dude. That's funny. No, but like, I don't know. For me, I just hate like that feeling of having to start over. It's like that feeling, the jitters of, starting anything new again. I'm like, I hate that feeling. Like, I don't know. I guess this is my way of learning how to be okay with discomfort.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't comfortable for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, just as simple as, not doing our morning routine, like, that throws a whole day off.
Yeah, it did.
And it's like, you're trying to play catch up, and even when you're back to where you want to be, at the same time, you're like, oh man, I could have done this earlier, then I could have had more time. Like, we always talk about time it's hard to buy back time.
Yeah, it's fleeting.
And it's like, if you already miss your morning routine, like, because we get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym and complete our morning routine, go to work 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it's like, that's 4 hours that you missed.
Yeah.
That you could have got ahead. We always talk about being ahead of everybody, and that's the reason why we get up so early and get the gym done, do whatever we need to do done. But 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time wasted.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that's a lot of time.
It was. But you know what? It's okay because, the first step is becoming aware of it, and realizing how much it did affect us.
Yeah. And
kind of using this as that experience to help learn and grow.
Yeah.
And reminding us of why we even started this, these habits to begin with.
Yeah.
Like just having this week of being like lit, it reminded us of like why it was so beneficial for us to have that morning jump start. You know what I'm saying? And also, I love the fact that like that instant gratification of just like snoozing, like hurt us physically. I swear, all week long, I've been having like this really like aching pain, like stiff neck.
Yeah.
Just from like snoozing, and it's funny how quickly my body was like, no, this is not it. You know, I felt like the 90s Batman, all of the 90s Batman that couldn't turn their neck. They're just all stiff turning around. But yeah, so I just love that how quickly my body was rejecting us being like off track.
Yeah.
Because normally, like, we're fired up, we're ready to go to work, and we're super productive, and we get everything accomplished in a day with time to spare. But now we're really feeling the pains of, like, okay, was it really worth it?
Yeah. Was that extra hours of sleep worth it?
Mm-hmm. So now I'm ready.
Yeah. No more snoozing.
No more of that. We're getting back to it.
Got a lot of work to do for sure.
Yeah. And that's like the beauty of balancing like everything, you know. We try to balance fitness, we try to balance family, faith, business, our relationship. Like,
yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot for a person to handle
definitely
in a day, but it's not impossible.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, because it's funny how you move forward in one aspect of your life and everything else just kind of moves forward with you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's about that balance.
You deepen relationships with each other. You deepen relationship with God and like strengthening your body, and then all of a sudden like business just comes along with it. You know.
Yeah.
You're making connections, you're making an impact, you're creating something beautiful. Like, it's just funny how like just improving one part of your life just kind of ripples down into everything else.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the beauty of staying consistent, because like you don't want to slow down at that point. You know, you're seeing all the benefits of staying consistent and having that discipline.
It's definitely a reward.
Yeah, staying focused.
I think that's we figure out our whys and our purpose, and you talk about the gratification or whatever you were saying in terms of when you complete things and when you do things and the benefits of staying consistent, and seeing that, like that's exactly what you want to do to push to be better.
Right.
And falling off definitely wasn't it.
Yeah. You know what? It's so funny. Like, just the timing of this topic after a week that we've had, I'm like, oh, now I'm really glad that we did experience that, because now we're seeing what that other side is.
Yeah.
When we're not consistent.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the full effect of being consistent and staying disciplined.
Yeah.
Like,
so it
all
pretty
the
much
benefits.
had to happen.
Yeah.
It's giving us
it was
like a
meant to
kickstart
happen.
Kickstart whatever we were trying to do in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like you said, just made us realize the difference between being consistent and just being in a slump, or falling back to how we were before. But yeah, definitely needed to happen.
Huh, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
By the way, this is not at all scripted. This really did happen. This is life.
Yep.
Life happens. But you know what? It's like, it's also nice that, we have a lot of tools in place that kind of remind us of what we need to get done, so that we're not falling too far behind.
Yeah.
But keeping that balance, and also just remembering what's important, as far as priorities in life. Yeah, so no more staying up late, my friend. No more snoozing. No more just indulging on, like, you know what? I blame kids being out of on summer vacation.
That's why you're staying up late.
Yeah, well, at least for me, I've just been having fun, like,
enjoying it, I guess.
Yeah, just feeling like I'm on summer vacation with the kids. But now I'm starting to feel it. Like,
Yeah.
we could have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it all works out.
Yeah. It's just got to have a little more structure around it.
There you go. Structure.
Exactly. So, with that being said, like, what can we do or avoid to protect that peace, to keep that balance, to maintain that consistency?
I mean, I guess one of the biggest things for me, I would have to say, just kind of remembering, like, if you don't stay consistent, or if you don't stay disciplined, or, like, what's going to happen. And I don't want, this whole week, I don't want that to happen again, just kind of fall off track. And, it's definitely not a good feeling for sure. It just, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was lost this whole week. I was doing a lot of things, and I was just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't stay focused. Like, yeah. I mean, what could we do to avoid all that? I mean, shoot, staying disciplined. I mean, that's the whole topic of this, of this discussion today, is staying disciplined. And I feel like, staying disciplined, having that mindset, like, no matter what you're feeling right now, if you're tired, even if you sleep late, like, you still gotta wake up at that same time, like, whether you're tired or not, like, you gotta push through. Because I feel like, I've had some days where, I was tired the night before, even getting like 2-3 hours of sleep, waking up, going to the gym, like, that's just the hardest part is getting there. But once you get there, it's like, oh, it's gonna change everything.
Right.
And then that pretty much, the whole ripple effect, and your whole day just changes. Like, you probably wake up all tired, but once you get to that gym, and for I guess for us, when we start working out, it definitely just puts our body, it just gets our day ready.
Right.
And then obviously, your body's ready, then obviously your mind's already there, because you're already at the gym.
Yeah.
Like, you're already facing all that, so it's like, I don't know, staying disciplined, staying in your routine.
What are some advice you'd give to somebody who's having a hard time, like, staying disciplined and trying to build new habits?
I mean, not gonna lie, it's hard. It's not easy. But I think, it comes down to your purpose, your why. Like, say, for example, like, I don't know, I'm just gonna use somebody who just wants to, like, do better for themselves, like, physically. Like, say, just going to the gym, like, my advice is to just push through and just do it. Just start. Like, you don't have to do anything crazy. Like, you just have to be disciplined enough to just start. Like, I think I hear it a lot, like, don't waste time. Like, that's how you miss your chances of, trying to level up or do better. It's like, if you don't do it, if you don't take that chance, what's gonna happen? You're just gonna stay you're just gonna stay stuck. So, like, I know, it's like, you gotta kind of choose your hard. I was just watching this earlier. Like, would you rather just stay in your same tired, lazy body, or do you want to do better and work out and, build that energy up, to start your day?
Yep.
And, most people are gonna say, they want to build that strength, they want to build that energy, that way they can get through their day. Versus somebody who's lazy and, is just stuck, and, that whole mindset of staying stuck and being lazy, like, it's not a good way to start the day.
Yep. What are some tips and tricks you could give?
Some tips and tricks, man. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard to.
What are some tips that work for you?
In terms of what?
Of, staying consistent and.
I don't know. I just like, for me, I just like having routines. I think having your routine, like, and it's obviously going to take time, right? Like, if you set a routine of, you doing certain things, like, it's not going to happen instantly. And
For sure.
you just have to remember the reason why you're doing certain things. And, to get to those goals of whatever you're trying to accomplish, like, you're going to see progression over time.
Right.
And you have to remember that it's not going to be instant. Like, I don't know, like, a lot of people think that, building habits is, it's immediately going to turn into results. Like, it's not.
Right.
But in terms of, like, advice, like, I don't know, just do it. Like, that's as easy as it is. Like, and it's hard for me to explain because it's like, that's like the only thing that comes to mind when, you ask me what tips or advice do you have for people who's trying to build discipline or trying to build habits. Like, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, stop giving yourself excuses. Like, stop doubting yourself. Like, just trust whatever routine you're trying to build. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the best advice I could give you.
Such a dude answer.
All right, what is your answer? Such a dude answer. What is your
Just do it.
Exactly. I'm serious. I'm not promoting Nike, by the way, but just do it. Just start.
Just start.
Only way you'll make a change is if you actually start.
Yeah.
I just heard this phrase, earlier, you can't hit a home run if you don't swing. Right? So, like I said, I talked about, taking that chance of doing something or starting something. Like, you gotta take the chance.
Right.
Like, if you don't do it, nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna stay stuck, and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your advice?
Jeez. I mean, for my advice, the most effective practice I've done as far as like implementing something new or building a new habit would be to write it down like hour by hour in the day, and like writing as much detail as I can in my schedule. And like and this journal that I'm writing in this planner, in the beginning I would try as much as possible to carry it everywhere with me.
Yeah.
So whether it be like taking it with me to work, well, I work from home, so that's as easy as moving it from the bedroom to the office, but
very difficult. But you're still doing it.
I'm still doing it. My gosh. And then like I used to take it to church with me sometimes, and taking it with me, like if I was just out doing errands, just like so that I have it always to look back at as like my manual. And that, the more I stayed consistent with it, and the more gosh, what is the other word? The more, building that streak. Keeping record of like that streak, like how many days I stayed consistent. Yeah. And then after, so long of a streak, that you don't need to have those training wheels anymore of constantly looking at your journal, constantly looking at your planner. Like, your muscle has built this memory now that like almost as a gosh, what's the word? I'm really losing it today.
Yep. Still in that slump. You gotta get out of it.
And I just held on a sneeze. Sorry. But almost as a reflex.
Yeah.
Like, your alarm goes off in the morning, boom, your body's already getting out of bed and brushing your teeth before you even had a moment to think about it.
Yep.
setting it up, staging it the night before.
I
So
gotcha.
like when I wake up, the first thing I would go is to the bathroom, drink water, and my gym clothes would already be laying out.
Yeah.
Get dressed and just be walking out the door before I even had time to think about it.
Yeah.
Do the routine, get home, like blah 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 blah. And it's just like everything. It becomes a cue to move on to the next thing. Yeah. So that was like the most effective way for me to build a new habit is like have everything structured so tightly that there's no room to think twice about it.
Yeah. I mean, don't give like you said, like, pretty much when you're saying your routine, like don't give yourself excuses, right? So like, for example, if you didn't have your clothes ready, you're like, dang, I didn't have my clothes ready.
To wear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. And like I would even go as far as like already preparing for what the kids would need at certain times because they have a rhythm. Kids are they're creatures of routine and habit.
Yeah.
So I would already be prepared for that as well. Like I know they get up around this time, so make sure I have their breakfast ready at this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just having everything mapped out like accordingly, so that way I wouldn't skip a beat. But it's always those moments where I allow myself flexibility. Like I allow myself like time to nap or just resting time, and then I'm just like, but I did so good today. I'm just gonna
sometimes you need to reward yourself. Yeah.
But I noticed the more I did that, the more my body needed it. Yeah. Like I started developing this really like this big dependency on it, where if I didn't get it, I was like cranky and lethargic.
I mean, just as long as you're not sleeping more than 30 minutes. You know
Is that the trick?
I don't know, like 30 to 45 minutes.
Anybody listening, tell me what is the sweet spot for taking a nap? Because I've read that if you sleep anything longer than 45 minutes, you're entering into REM cycle. Like, and then I also read something somewhere where like you're allotted up to 90 minutes before you. Anyway, I should Google it.
No, try GPT that thing. But yeah, drop it down in the comments, and what's your nap time, and
because you need
how do you
rest
navigate?
sometimes.
Yeah, your mind pretty much needs to reset.
Yeah,
and taking a nap definitely allows you to, like, you're already at a stage, like if you're super tired and you're like, dang, I need to rest. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, why not take a quick power nap? That way you wake up and you're refreshed. I mean, yeah.
Like, do you just go until your body just wakes up, or should you do a timer?
Yeah, I say like 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah, because I mean, if you just wake up when your body is ready to wake up, like, you're gonna be asleep for hours.
Dang.
That's pretty much me. I'm like, I mean, obviously I can only do that on the weekends now, but like during work, I haven't really done, to be honest, like now recently, like, being pretty consistent with going to the gym. Like, I haven't taken a nap at work. Like, my energy has just been up there. Like, obviously I would get tired towards the end of the day, but like, I used to when I used to take 15-minute breaks, or during my lunch break, I would take a nap. Like,
and you haven't been doing that, huh?
I haven't been.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been literally working. I don't even take lunch. I don't even take breaks right now.
Dang.
I just literally work from 7 to 4 and just work straight through. Like, obviously I eat and snack, and I do eat lunch. I just eat at my desk, but I just work through. Before I used to eat for 30 minutes and then take a nap for 30 minutes, but I have not been doing that.
Wow.
So definitely, being consistent at the gym, and like I said, but if I don't do it, if I don't hit that gym in the morning and, do the morning routine, I am pretty sluggish throughout the day.
Sluggish bone.
Sluggish, thuggish bone. Yeah.
So what did we learn today?
That you have to stay disciplined.
Yes.
You have to be consistent.
Amen.
And if you do that, have that structure, build those routines, those habits, everything will work out.
Yes.
You know.
You'll be amazed at how much you progress. You know what's also really cool about documenting your routine?
Mm-hmm.
Is like if you ever get time to look back on your past routines or past like if you ever have a whole like calendar that you've kept, looking back on it and like, ooh, I was playing small back then.
Yeah.
And then seeing how much you progress, you'll be amazed how much you progress.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing about writing everything down.
Journaling,
yeah.
Yeah, when you reflect back on it, it's like, ooh, my problems then were so small.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
you're more of a visualizer or more visualization, right? I mean, that's the way I see how you are. You like to see things.
A visual learner.
I guess
I haven't decided what I am.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Sooner or later. Hopefully sooner.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm also the type that just has to learn from experience.
Yeah.
So whether I fall and bust my face, yeah.
I mean, I think that's the best way to learn.
You think by experience too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because I mean, if you don't experience certain things, you're not going to be able to handle certain situations for sure.
Very true.
And I don't know. It's a whole life thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about,
we
how
really
to
could
handle.
go on and on about that.
Yeah, we definitely could. But we are not. Not today.
Not today.
We like to keep our episodes short and sweet.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to listen or they can't pay attention for
too long.
So, we want to try to get our topic out, get right to the point, and, hopefully y'all power couples or people listening or whoever you are out there are benefiting from this.
Benefiting from our rambling.
Mm-hmm. It's not rambling. It's the
not.
truth.
It's truth. Yeah.
All this stuff that we're going through are experiences.
Yes.
And like what you just mentioned, we learn from experience.
Absolutely.
So, it's we don't just tell you all the good stuff, tell you all the other stuff too.
Yeah.
The raw truth like we said in the beginning. So,
well, on that note, got any final thoughts on discipline and consistency? Just do it.
Just do it and start, Just do it and start. No more excuses. Trust me. You will see progress and you will benefit from it by just starting.
Yep.
I think we could go on for a long time, but we just talked about this today about I just lost my train of thought now. Man.
It's like holding in a sneeze.
Yeah. Well, when it comes back to me, I'll mention it next episode, but it was really important to say. But I forgot. Oh, man.
It's all right. You can write about it in your journal.
Anything you want to say?
No, I'm scared you're going to come up with a bright
That's exactly what happened.
I swear.
Like we always say at the end of the show, if you like what you heard, or even if you want more things to talk about, drop it down in the comment section or in our Instagram at the Empire Behind Closed Doors podcast. And, we'll reach out and, we'll talk about it then.
Cool.
But for now, y'all have a great day and stay disciplined.
And consistent. As you will find our next episode, same time next week.
Yeah.
Okay, bye!